Hey, what's up, guys? Christian Van Buren here, co-founder of Ripple Effect Fatherhood. Okay, so it's obviously we post these every Saturday. I am, as always, extremely excited for this next interview, and I know that a lot of you guys will be blessed from this interview, especially my military family out there. So for those of you who don't know, I deployed in 2018 to Afghanistan, and so with that being said, I have the honor and privilege to interview I'll say a friend, a brother, and especially a brother in arms that I had the privilege of deploying with back then. But the beauty of this interview and the beauty of me having the honor to interview him is because of his situation. Whenever we deployed, and he'll give you more details, but whenever we deployed, he was actually a brand new first-time father, right? Like his son was like, I don't even know how many months old, a few months old by the time we left. So I'm excited to just get his perspective on the positives that he gained from being a father and having to deploy. And I know that, like I said, it'll at least impact one person out there, and that's all we aim to do here. So without further ado, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, my brother.
How's everybody doing? My name is Roberto Arce. Like Van Buren said, Christian Van Buren said, we deployed together to Afghanistan. I'm still in the military, still doing my thing in the military. I'm an MP, which would be a 31 Bravo for all you military cats. You know, we love what we do. I got two beautiful children. Shout out to them. They're out there in Washington State right now, enjoying their time. You know, grandma, grandpa, uncles. So yeah, man, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk to you. It's always a pleasure. It's always an honor, my brother.
Absolutely, man. Hey, I appreciate you, and you know, I want everybody to just see the smile that comes on his face whenever he talks about his kids right away. You know what I mean? Like I can see the love for your kids, but at the same time, like that makes me appreciate you more, you know, as a father, just kind of seeing that joy that just automatically just giving a brief, you know, hey, they're in Washington State, but you know what I mean? Like immediately smiling, immediately smirking. I love it, man. So yeah. So I mean, why don't you go ahead and because like I said, I kind of touched on it a little bit, but like tell us about that real quick. Just what was the scenario? So your son was a few months old. Like how old was he? And then as far as us being getting ready to deploy.
Yeah. So my son was born November 22nd of 2017, and I think we were doing PMT stuff around that time. So we were just hitting the books and stuff and doing things here and there just to got out of the country. When we did leave, he was about a month and a half. He was about a month and a half, just, you know, newborn, man, still needing help with everything. So it was tough, you know what I'm saying? It was life-changing.
Yeah.
To just see a life come into your arms and then you gotta leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And I'm really, you know, and just for everybody out there, like you've heard me say before, I mean, a big reason why we do this is because of the societal problem that we have with the lack of fathers in the homes, right? And amongst other problems in our society, but that's a major one. And so with that being said, in my opinion, the negatives, I wouldn't even call them negatives, but the struggles of fatherhood are already really highlighted in our society, which is why so many fathers choose, or for what lack of better terms, choose not to take the responsibility on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why we have a problem in our society. And so, you know, in situations like yours, and others, I like to highlight the positive. So I'm excited to ask you some questions about your experience, because obviously we all know that it was hard for you. It was a struggle. Nobody wants to be in that position. But let's talk about the positives, you know what I mean, that you would have gained from something like that, because somebody who may be entering those same shoes as yours, you know, if they know what the positives are, they have something to look forward to instead of looking forward to being, you know, it being a hard time in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you know, a brand new father, you know, especially us younger guys, right?
Yeah.
It's there's struggles. That's just a given. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? There's positives though. You know, my father was in my life, always was in my life, military as well.
Mhm.
And a lot of the stuff that I do now reflect him, man. That's, you know, if you have a good father, if you never had a father in your life, my advice would be, uh, there's there's nobody that you can mirror being a father,
Right.
right? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be your own type of father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna love, you're gonna cry, you're gonna be mad, you know, you're gonna be happy,
Yeah.
uh, and that all comes from you, right? Not anybody else. Now, my dad is a fantastic father. He's the best father in the world, and
Yeah.
every man should say that, right?
Yeah.
Especially if their father's in their life, because you only get one. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Um, yeah, man.
Hey,
I,
man. Amen to that. Like, and I've met his father once. However, but you've told me a lot about him, though. You know what
yeah.
I mean? I've
Mhm.
heard a lot about his father, and I have no doubt in my mind that he's just an outstanding role model. For like as far as fathers go, like just outstanding, and the his accomplishments in the military are definitely those that a lot of people aspire towards. So shout out to him if he's watching this. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I met him once, and he's an outstanding individual. So shoot, with that, man, you know, let me ask you, brother, for you, what's the best part of fatherhood?
Oh man, the best part of fatherhood is the constant education.
Yes.
The
Okay.
constant education. You're never ever going to be fully educated as a father, man. You're always going to be learning. Your kids will teach you day in, day out because they're developing, right? They're watching mommy and daddy, and they're developing their own way of doing things. Uh, yeah, man. Constant education. That'd be the biggest thing as a father, man.
Got you. I love that. And I mean, me as a brand new father, or I guess I don't know if I still count as brand new. He'll be 7 months here soon. So I guess maybe, but
Yeah, you know, you're still learning, my brother. You still
yeah, yeah. I mean, but you know what? I like that you said that, because one thing in life, but especially for me, and as it relates to this conversation that we're having in fatherhood, you're giving the opportunity to be a student
yeah,
for for an unlimited amount of time, because like like you said, you're constantly learning from your
yeah,
kids, and they're constantly teaching you new things about life. And it's so crazy too, because when your
yeah.
kid's born, right, you think that it's your job to teach them everything that they need to know about life, which it is. However, you start to realize that they're also teaching you things about life.
Constantly, constantly. I've learned things about myself that I didn't know. The
Yeah.
amount of patience that you have and don't have is the biggest thing, man, that they
Yeah.
teach you. And it's just a development that they go through, right? They're developing their own character. They're
Yeah.
developing their own way of doing things. You know, my son's 4, and he's at this moment in his life where he wants to dress himself. He doesn't want anybody to see him in his underwear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, man, I give you your privacy. You know what I mean? And you're just constantly learning. As a father, man, that's the biggest thing.
Mm.
You're just not educated enough. You will never be educated enough as a father.
Hmm. Man, I love it. And I just and for all my fathers out there, or anybody who's about to be a father, I think that the lesson out of what he just said is to just just to constantly embrace the opportunity to be a student.
Hmm.
Like, because you don't have a choice. Like, you're always going to be learning. So embrace it.
Yeah,
Embrace
embrace
that
your
opportunity.
children, man, and embrace everything,
Yeah.
everything. if they, and now children are gonna have a humongous imagination.
Yeah.
My son has a humongous imagination. It don't matter what it is, it becomes a gun or a knife or freaking whatever, you know. It just
Yeah.
becomes that, and embrace it.
Yeah.
You know, play with your child, you know, enjoy that imagination that you used to have. You just fell off of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's constantly, man.
Yes, imagination. I'm writing that down too, because that honestly, that's a big part of, that's a deeper conversation though. We'll have
Yeah.
that conversation another time, but the imagination of a child. And then I like how you said that it's something that we used to have, but it kind of, like I said, that's a deeper conversation, because
Yeah.
I know some books that talk about it and it'll take a whole chapter. Yeah, but that's important. Something to think about, something that I hope is on the minds of people watching, like, you know, just to kind of think about the imagination that you used to have, and what changes. And I don't know. No, let me stop, because I will start getting into it. But no, man, it's crazy. And before I ask you the next question, it's been 4 years since we deployed, dude. You said he was 4 years old, huh?
He's 4 years old, man. Yeah, he'd be 5 this year.
Wow. So it's been almost 5 years, huh?
It's been almost 5 years for us.
Dude, time. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, brother. So knowing that you were about to be deployed, right? What were some of the moments that you appreciated most as a new father in that time that you had?
Honestly, I appreciated everything. I appreciated losing sleep. You know what I'm saying? I appreciated changing a dirty diaper, you know, because they're young, they're these little humans, right? And it's not the same thing that comes out of our body, it comes out of theirs at first, you know. So you're constantly learning, you know, how to start being a father, right? Man, I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed feeding. I have pictures of myself giving my boy his bottle. You know, I had a little bib that I put on myself. It says "Daddy's," you know, "Daddy's champ" and things like that. I enjoyed that time. I enjoyed everything, and it's not only because I knew in the back of my mind that I was gonna leave in a few weeks, you know, or a few months. You know what I'm saying? It's just something new, and you're like, oh my God, I got this fragile thing on me. You know, afraid to move here, afraid to speak too loud. You just enjoy it. You just enjoy all that, especially now. Now looking back, you know, you're like, man, this happened, that happened.
Yeah, yeah. And you got you got a second chance to do it with your daughter, right? Like, and do it
Yes,
differently.
yes. So I missed the 9 months. I missed this from month 2 till month 11. That should be 9 months, right?
Yep.
I missed that of my sons. And that's kind of an important time, right? That's kind of an important time because you get that bond in with your kid, right? Which with my daughter, I got that time, man.
Yeah.
Right? I got it. You know what I'm saying? I argued, you know what I mean? I cried with my wife, you know, and it's only because I didn't get that with my boy.
Yeah.
You know, and it's crucial. I mean, it kind of sucks because I missed it with my son. Deployment took that away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I missed that. And it's a great feeling that I did it with my daughter. At least she got to experience that, and I got to experience my son all grown up in a sense, right? Because I left and he's not even, he's just there. To coming back and he's walking and, you know, jibber jabber this and throwing this and, you know, all this other stuff. But yeah, it's good to actually experience it. I wish this would have been the second time with my daughter, but yeah, that's a crucial part.
Man, that's yeah, no, I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, because at the same time, like I don't I don't know what you experience. However, I do know how crucial that time is. Because, you know, I was fortunate enough to be present during the time my son was during those ages, like you're saying. So like, I can only imagine, like I said, I know how crucial it is because I was here. So if I imagine myself not being here, I don't know how it feels, but I understand the weight that it carries, kind of like what you're describing.
Yeah, man. An exact feeling would be when I finally saw him, right? He gave me that stranger look, like,
Yeah.
who's this man? Now
Yeah.
we did see each other on camera,
Yeah.
right? And at that time, my son was obsessed with teeth.
Okay.
So like I would just show him my teeth and he would like touch the camera, right? So
Yeah.
the only way that I felt coming home connecting was to just give him the biggest smile that I could ever give him. Oh, let me turn this TV off. I apologize. 1 second.
No, you're good. You're good. No worries.
No, see that I came back and I just gave him this big smile, and we have a picture which is our very first picture together coming back, and all he's doing is smiling and touching my teeth.
Yeah.
Because I would do that all the time, and that's how he knew, like, oh, this is the man on the other side of the phone.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I love that because I don't even know how to explain it, but all I can say is I know that somebody out there will be really touched by that, because I don't even know how to really explain it. But the fact that you kind of transitioned into, well, even just you saying, like, as soon as you came home and saw him, you smiled because you know how much I guess, like you talked about the bond that you weren't able to necessarily have because you were gone. However, as a father, you were able to still find some way to bond. Maybe you didn't even realize it at the time, because you realized what he really enjoyed about you while you were gone, even though it was over FaceTime. And then when you came home, y'all were able to bond over that thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
you hit the nail on top of the head, man, because man, like the entire time, it was like a 5-second show, right? I call my wife whenever I had the opportunity. I see him, he sees me, he smiles, he touches the camera, and then he leaves.
Yeah.
So you think about it, 9 months of time away,
Yeah.
5 seconds a day don't even add up to the time missed, right? So you have to, as a young father leaving someone behind, right, and coming back to it, you have to find that one little detail that is like, the bond is gonna spark if I do this. Now, at the time, I didn't think about it, right? I'm just like, I see him, I didn't even hug my wife right away. I just took him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just because my dad is such a wonderful man, and I wanna be better, right?
Yeah.
So there I am, freaking trying to smile at this kid that doesn't know who the heck I am.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just all teeth, man, all teeth, no eyes, all teeth, until he touches my face, and it's like, there it is.
Yeah.
Right. There it is. That's my daddy, and that's what, young fathers, brand new fathers need to find that one thing, man. If you're leaving your child because you have to, right? Not because you want to, because you have to.
Yeah.
There's gonna be that one thing that you're gonna do always, so they know who you are, and that's gonna spark it. It's gonna spark it.
Man, I love it. And yeah, so yeah, that's powerful. And I'm not even I'm just gonna leave that for everybody that can relate. Even, I mean, honestly, I can still relate, because I mean, obviously, I'm still in the military, and even though that there's nothing now saying that, I'm going anywhere, there's still always that possibility. So that's something that I know that, I could possibly relate to in the future. So I'm going to hold on to that, but I also don't want to say too much, because I want just people to let's just hear what you said and grasp that and apply it to their lives where it fits. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Man, so let's talk about because you talked about how obviously you were gone, and your wife was she was taking care of the brand new baby. So how important was her presence during your time overseas? And then and I can ask this again if you need me to, but how did her presence contribute to your appreciation of your role as a father?
Extremely, extremely. I could not be the father that I am if it wasn't for her.
Hmm.
You know, she took those 9 months, bro, and she did everything. She was mom and dad,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and my success as a father, it's not alone. You know, that's a team effort, and it's because of her. She's very important.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like, how can I put this? It's not like, let's say, for example, a young father breaks it off with the girl, right? You
Okay.
can still be the best father alone, right? You can. It's
Right.
been done.
Right.
But that bond, that co-parent, that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna make you. You think you're here, that's gonna put you up here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I give thanks to her because, and I still give thanks to her because I'm not home,
Yeah.
and she's taking care of everything. She's getting the tears. She's kissing the boo-boos. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? She's teaching this, she's teaching that. She's doing the mommy and the daddy role, man. And sometimes you need that. You need that backup, right?
Yeah.
I owe her more than life because she makes me the father that I am.
Man, so like that's another beautiful answer that I'm just gonna leave for people to just take in. But I will say, shout out to Mama Arce out there, right? You know who you are. Shout out to all the moms out there, right?
Yes,
Who make our jobs easier, but also all the moms out there who are doing both jobs because you have to, right?
exactly.
Because man, I last thing I'll say, because like I said, I just want people to just gravitate to what you're saying. However, I will say that I completely 150,000, however many percent relate to what you said as far as her presence and what she does makes you a better father, elevates your fatherhood because Maddie, without her and what she does, I don't even like it would be 10 times harder for me to be the dad that I hope I am. But at the same time, what she does allows me to just give more of myself, I guess.
Yeah, it's important, man. It's important to, especially if the mother and the father are together in that relationship. The best gift you can give your child is to love their mother, right?
Mhm.
Unconditionally.
Man.
Unconditionally, man. That's the best gift, man. Because I think Denzel Washington said that a mother is a son's first love,
Yep.
right? And that's true. That's that half quote that I just gave from Denzel Washington is true.
Yeah.
My son looks at my wife even more in love than
Yeah.
when I look at her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he may be mad at her, but he'll apologize right away, and he'll tell her constantly that he loves her.
Yeah.
And if daddy's not doing something right, he'll put me in line. Hey, daddy, you don't do that. You don't do that to my mommy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's true, man. It's that they're
Mm.
important. They're extremely important. Even when you're away, um, just because she's battling it by herself. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's just doing everything. She's feeding, she's changing, she's crying, she's happy, she's sad, she's
Yeah.
missing, you know what I'm saying? Everything happens to that woman when you're away.
Yeah, man, and that's a big reason why I wanted to have you on here, just because I mean, I definitely wanted to have you talk about being a brand new father and then having to deploy right away, but also the fact that you find yourself again having to be to tend to your obligation to the military, which takes you away from home. But I mean, I love the appreciation that you're showing towards her, because I know it's really powerful. That I think that you're doing as a father too, like that is, like you said, the best gift that we can give is to love their mother, and then that's a part of our job as a father also, is to show that appreciation for what the moms do. So that's powerful, bro. So okay, so here's a question that may be a little tough to answer, but I know that you can give some good wisdom on this, right?
Okay.
But what would you say are some positive things or lessons that came from deploying as a new father?
That's tough, man. And yeah, that's tough because you're deployed and you're running through all these negatives, right?
Yeah.
I'm not there. I can't see. I can't hug. I can't feed. I can't change the diaper. I can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a positive to that, man, a positive is something simple as waking up to a picture, to seeing the growth, right? Or to a call and seeing the change. Oh, he said this today, or she said that. A positive is imagining the feeling that you get when you see them, right? Oh, I get these butterflies when I see them when I see them on these computers or whatever, and it's definitely not the same feeling when you see them in person when you come back.
Right.
And that's a positive. That. I mean, it may not sound like a positive, but that's a positive because the mixed feelings, man. You feel happy to see him on the screen, and then you're in this formation trying to leave because and the first time keeps talking, right? And then you search, and then out of nowhere dismiss, and you're like, where you at?
Yeah.
Time, man. That's I don't want to say it's priceless. It's expensive.
Okay.
Time is expensive, right? Because you definitely learn how to appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
You're deployed and you're paying a debt, right? You're paying a debt, and you're like, man, I've paid 9 months of time away. And the crazy thing is, right? And I want to put this in perspective for people. You're spending 9 months away. You're never getting that back. You get what I'm saying? Like you may be like, you know what? I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna do this, and that, and I'm gonna change all the diapers, right? And I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna feed. I'm gonna give her time to rest, do whatever. You're never gonna pay it back.
Yeah.
And now you may see that as like, oh damn, like that's a negative. It's really not. It's really not a negative. It's just you have to be aware of that, right? Because you're paying for time away in a sense, right? But positives, extreme positives, man. I guess you sit there and you think about how much better of a father am I going to be? Right? How much better of a father am I going to be? Because you're just like, man, he doesn't have me. You're seeing all these negatives and you're thinking about these negatives. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do this. You know what? I'm gonna do that. You know what? This is the type of father I want to be. And then like, you can sit there and tell everybody watching, because we've had our time on deployment where we just talk. We're just talking about this and that and the sky and global warming, right?
Yeah.
It comes up, right? It comes up in there. You told me your dad wasn't in your life.
Yeah.
And then here I am. Well, my dad was in my life, and this is how he was, and I'm here in a sense gloating, right? And you're like, can't relate, you can't relate. But that also helps everybody else, because you as a first-time father, you just running it slate clean.
Yeah.
But your mom, right? Your mom was both.
Yeah.
And you had, help from grandma and stuff, right? But yeah, man, there's a lot of positives. That I wouldn't say a lot. I apologize. There's not really a lot of positives,
Well,
but they're meaningful positives,
yeah.
right? If I'm
Yeah.
getting, I'm sorry, this is just a hard question.
No, no, no.
I can't get deep into it like the other ones, right? Because it's
I
hard,
know,
man.
dude. I know. I was typing that question out and I was like I told you earlier, I was like, I don't know if I want to ask this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Just
No,
but
it
look,
gets you thinking. It really does.
yes. And you know what? Like I was obviously you see I'm taking notes because I always take notes from these interviews because I know these are notes that I'm gonna go back to during my journey as a father. So
Yeah.
what I will say is this. I think you answered the question in the best way possible, right? Reason being is this. You talked about everything that you mentioned, at least what I got from it, and maybe people will get something different. At the end of the day, I think I think everybody will get something positive out of what you were saying. But the things you were talking about that most people would look at as negative, you flipped them into how can this benefit me? So
Yeah.
like, for example, you talked about the first thing you kind of mentioned was, I won't be there for the diapers and the feeding, or I'm not there for the changing the diapers. I'm not there for the feeding. I'm not there for this and that, right? So obviously, yes, you're not there for those things. However, what you mentioned is, one of the things while you're deployed that you think about or that you thought about was, despite the fact that I'm not there for all those things, how can I be a better father when I get back?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then also you talked about, okay, yeah, what you said was how much better of a father can I be? Right. Even despite the fact that I'm missing those things. So basically, and then you also talked about time being expensive. Sorry, but you also said seeing the growth. And I think a big thing that I want to touch on that I don't know, for me, it was big. It might be big for somebody else. I don't even know if everybody caught it, but you said the word imagination. And earlier in the interview, we talked about your son's imagination, how he has a huge imagination. And we talked about how us as adults, we lose our imagination.
Yeah.
But something that I just got from your answer is that certain life situations will force us to have to tap back into that childhood imagination that we had. Because when you were deployed, correct me if I'm wrong, but you kind of had to, your imagination may have been here because of, as an adult, our imaginations shrink, but now that you're deployed and you're in a situation that, does different things to your emotions, your imagination now has to grow back to what it was in order to imagine what it's like to hold your son, imagine what it's like to be there and stuff like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I thought that answer was amazing, bro, because like, that part right there, I was like, dude, I didn't even realize that. But at the same time, like, I think a lot of people can relate when you're in that situation and you're thousands and thousands of miles away from your family, especially a newborn son, you have no choice but to imagine and expand your imagination to whatever you can in order to feel those things that you want to feel, right?
Yeah, as a young father, you want to exercise your mind. Because I'm telling you, when you come back and you see this little thing running around, right? And I'm not saying thing in a bad way, but you see this little mini you running around, right? You're like, oh my God, what do you want to do? Right? Like, what am I gonna play? And they're just imagination, right? So that's why it's so much of a positive for thinking about this and about that, even though it is a negative, right? But you're still thinking of which ways to be better at it, or which route you want to take to be that type of father. You know what I'm saying? And you have to exercise that imagination, man.
Man, that is powerful, bro. Like, that is powerful. Thank you for that, because that just spoke to me deep. Like that spoke to my soul. So that was powerful, brother. And I like I said, I know that like all this wisdom that you're giving is blessing somebody that's watching, and that's all we aim to do. So That's amazing. And so, yeah, so let me ask you, right? So now that, you're able to be stateside,
Yeah.
with your two babies, what is one valuable lesson that you hope that your kids learn from having you in their life as their father?
Um, Damn, one lesson.
Yeah.
I hope my son, the lesson that he learns from me is, how can I say it? To love their significant other,
Okay.
right? Because you have, I mean, it says you have to, but you're going to love that other person,
Yeah.
and the other person is what makes you you. That they push you, they support you, they're there for you.
Yeah.
They cry with you, all that, they're happy with you, whatever. And I hope that my daughter learns how a man should love a woman, because I'm always showing love to my wife. I'm always hugging, I'm always kissing, I'm always doing this. We're dancing, we're cooking, we're cleaning, we're arguing, not in front of the kids. But
Yeah. Hey, that's important.
it
Yes.
it is
Yeah.
because kids are gonna catch things that you don't even know. And
Right.
sometimes you're bickering and they're gonna catch it. Oh, well, you know what? They're arguing about this. You know what I'm saying? And I caught it as a child. When I was before my parents separated, I caught it. There's rough times, and
Yeah.
they're gonna see it. It's not always hearts and rainbows. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You're gonna see it. I hope they learn to be hard workers.
Yeah.
Right? The time that I sacrifice from them, yeah, I'm paying for that, but at least they know it's not wrong to work hard for what you have and what you want.
Yeah.
You know, um, I hope they learn to get educated.
Get educated. Amen.
Stephanie's almost with the help of God. Stephanie will be done with her associates in August.
Okay. That's what I'm
You
talking
know,
about.
yeah. She's putting in work, and then I'm gonna go in full time, right? So that's gonna be what they're gonna see. They're gonna see mommy just got done with school, now she's working. Well, now daddy was working, now he's in school.
Yeah.
So I hope they learn that. Honestly, man, I can go on. I hope they learn everything.
For sure.
I
Yeah.
hope they learn everything. I hope they learn to respect, to love, to forgive.
Mm.
I hope I just hope they find they learn to find the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You name it, brother. I hope they learn how to drive stick shift. I hope they get into cars. You know what I'm saying? I hope they're video gamers like me, right? Which there's nothing wrong with that. If you're a video
Yeah.
gamer, be there, be a video gamer.
For sure. For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? I hope they don't do my wrongs and they
Yeah.
learn not to do my wrongs, right?
Yeah.
We can go on and on, brother.
Man, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, all the answers that you just gave is an answer in itself. And I guess and I don't know if I'm trying to sound too, I don't know, but for me, what it speaks to me is you hope that they appreciate the journey of a student, because that's a journey that you both are on. Like, they're going to constantly be learning, and there's a lot of things that you can teach them, a lot of things that you want them to learn. And I guess for them, and when I say appreciate the journey of a student, what I mean is, like, as you're teaching them this stuff, I think the Bible says, train a child in the way they should go, and when they grow older, they won't stray, or something like that. I don't know Bible verses word for word. However, what I'm saying is, like, as they appreciate the journey of a student, you hope that the stuff that you teach them while they're young, the stuff that you've learned yourself, the stuff that you're interested in, the stuff that you enjoy, they carry that stuff on later on in life, right?
Yeah, they hope they carry it on, they develop from it.
Yeah.
And it's just things that I've developed from my father.
Yeah.
My dad loves cars.
Yeah.
my dad is, I grew up with a fish tank, right? It's crazy that this came into my mind. I grew up with a fish tank, and look at me now. I have a fish tank. I have a 50-gallon tank.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The kids love it. They're there. They're feeding. Hey, Daddy, I want to feed the fish. You know, a lot of your things. If obviously if you had that role model in your life, they're gonna come from that person.
Yeah.
And obviously in your own way, as a young parent, as a young adult,
Yeah.
with new kids, you know, you're going to do things your way with the shadow of someone else,
Right.
right?
Right.
Or the playback of someone else, whichever way you want to take it, right? And it just, yeah, my dad he's the one that he always showed my mom love.
Yeah.
Every time I can never pictured a bad time between them, you know. Obviously they're not together, so you know, it happens. It happens in life. But yeah, man, everything comes from your role models in life. Friends that were, like, for example, family friends or my dad's best friends, they were fathers. And at one point they gave me advice, you know, and you take those memories, you put them back there, and then one day you're jumping on a trampoline and you're like, man, this is a good time for this. Hey, buddy, come here. What do you think about that? You know, even though they don't really truly understand, but it's something that happens, you know.
Yeah.
My daughter, she's only 1, so I haven't really had moments like that with her. But my son, being 4 years old with a crazy, crazy imagination, I can sit down and give him a video game controller and I can have a full-blown conversation with that man, you know, and just tell him like, hey, buddy, you know, I love you, right? Yes, Daddy, I love you too, you know. And you can't be afraid to have those type of conversations, whether they don't really understand why you're having them or they do understand why you're having them.
Right.
You know, they're gonna be bad, so you gotta sit down. Hey, buddy, you're not allowed to do that, and this is why. Whether they understand you or they don't understand you.
Yeah.
You know, but that's where it goes back to, you're constantly learning. You're constantly, sometimes, you know, some kids learn when you're talking to them. Some kids learn when you tell them to do push-ups because they did something bad.
Yeah, that was me.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? You know,
oh God.
that's how my son is. You know, hey buddy, you can't do that because you don't hit people, right? You don't want to be touching other people. You know what I'm saying? You just, their personal privacy, their little bubble, you can't get in that bubble, right? You just gotta talk to him, and okay, Daddy, I apologize. You know,
man,
yeah, man.
dude, I love it, man. I like I said, I have no doubt in my mind that people will be blessed by your wisdom, brother, and just by your experience. And so, I mean, that's just amazing, and your love for your kids as a father, it just shows all over this Zoom interview, man. So, shoot, I'm excited for people to watch this. And I guess, I mean, the last question I want to ask you before we wrap this up is, if you could have any superpower, the golden question, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And what would your superhero name be?
Oh man. my hero name, you know, honestly, bro, all that goes to my kids. Whatever they want to name their super dad, right?
Okay.
And the superpower, whatever their imaginations can create, because I want to be everything and anything that they see me as.
That's powerful, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I can't pick a superpower. I can't pick a super name because, you know, my dad, I see him as the best father in the whole wide world, whether he's right or wrong. You know, he's the fastest, he's the strongest. You know what I'm saying? He's unstoppable, right?
Yeah.
And I hope that they see me the same way. You know, if not better. Whatever superpower they wish I had, I'll have it. And whatever name they want to name, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing, dude. I love that. I love that answer, man. And you know what? Like I mentioned before we started this interview, is that I hope that your babies, however many years down the line, you know what I mean? They're just on YouTube, you know, looking for videos to watch. And they see pops on there like, what is this, man? And they watch this video and they watch that last part because I think that full disclaimer real quick, I have bad allergies. So I know y'all been listening to my voice this whole time and I've been sounding all types of weird. Texas is kicking my butt right now. Anyway, I know that your kids I don't even know. I can't even explain what kind of feeling that'll give them that answer, but I think that's amazing. And I think that the fact that you live your life that way and you embrace your fatherhood journey that way, it just shows the love that you have for your kids and the love that you have for your the privilege that you have to be a father.
Yes.
So
You know, any new father out there, young or if you're an older gentleman becoming a brand new father, you know, there should be no fear in becoming a father. It's the best feeling in the world.
yeah,
It's the best lesson in the world.
yeah,
It's undescribable, man. We can talk about this all day long.
yeah.
Don't be afraid, man. I joke around with Chris all the time because Chris is a big gym buff, you know what I'm saying? And I always told him, oh, you ain't gonna go to the gym no more. But no, it just, you're your own person, you're your own type of father. Just do it your way, right? Learn your way. Your kids will teach you, you'll teach your kids. Yeah, don't be afraid to lean on other fathers. And I'm so happy to know that this channel is there for other fathers out there, whether they take a lesson or not.
Yeah.
Shoot, it's there. Use it. Watch the videos, you know, take a lesson from it, write it down, whatever you got to do. But you will always learn, your kids will always see you as the best and only greatest father in the whole wide world. So don't go in being scared. Don't go in doubting yourself, worried about the negatives. There's positivity everywhere. Whether it's a bad day, you're gonna hug your child, put him to bed, and it's like, the day was worth it, even though I cried, or even though I said this, or even, you're not a bad father. Don't ever think you're a bad father. It's gonna happen. You're gonna question yourself. Oh, I should have done this today, or I should have said this way, or I shouldn't have yelled. It happens. It's life. You're a human.
Yeah.
They still love you, and they still love you unconditionally. My son has told me to leave multiple times, and then 5 seconds later, he's like, "I'm sorry. Can you come here? Can you hold me? Can you carry me?"
Yeah.
And secondly, right? I know you're kind of taking your time here, but
No, you're good.
Secondly, all the mothers out there that are doing this without a father or without a significant other in the picture, you're greatly appreciated. My wife is greatly appreciated, whether she knows it or not, right? She's the best thing that's ever happened, and to me and my kids.
Yes.
She has been the mom, she has been the dad, she has cried, she has done it all. So we appreciate every single mother out there.
Yes.
Whether you're with someone or not. It may not be said all the time, but it's there. Trust me.
Hey.
Right? Trust me.
Amen to that. Amen.
Yes, sir.
To that. I love that you ended it that way. Because yes, moms, we appreciate y'all. Yeah, I don't even have the words, you know what I mean? Like, because if I start talking about it, I'll start thinking about my mom and what, what I'm saying, I'll get emotional over here. But at the same time, like, not even just emotional for my own mom, but just for all the moms out there that have to do it themselves, because I couldn't even imagine taking care of Kylan myself, you know what I mean? So let alone a woman have to do it herself, you know what I mean? I just feel like that's even harder. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's rewarding,
Yeah, Kevin Hart actually, that I think it's called Fatherhood. he came out with a movie,
Okay.
and I want to say it's called Fatherhood. Don't quote me on it.
I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah. If you want to, man, if you want to really see what it's like, you know, as a single father, not that I know or not that you know,
Yeah.
but that movie right there puts it in perspective.
Okay.
Because he's constantly learning to be a father with a baby girl, which is even harder on top of that.
Yeah.
Right. But out there, all you young fathers out there, fucking sorry for the language.
Good, brother.
Freaking grab notes off those movies, man, because it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In a good way.
For sure, man. Well, shoot. Hey, man, at the end of the day, we definitely appreciate you taking the time, especially while you're activated out there. We appreciate you taking the time to just shed some positive light on fatherhood, your perspective of fatherhood, and your experience with being a brand new father and having to deploy shortly after. So I know a lot of people will be blessed by this interview. I know at least one person will be impacted by this. And that's all we aim to do here is impact at least one person. And I know this video will accomplish that. So real quick, before I end it, did you have anything else that you wanted to add, brother?
No, I just want to say thank you to you, your family as well for letting me borrow you, I guess, for this interview. Yeah. It's always a pleasure, brother. I'm always honored. You know, I'm here for you with anything that you need. So if we need to do this again, I don't care how many times we do it. Let's get it.
For sure. Hey, man, like I said, I'm excited for the journey. I'm excited for the growth. I know more people will see you down the line. But for everybody watching, you guys already know Maddie's going to make sure it's written down here somewhere. But you want to follow us on our Instagram page, it's at re.fatherhood. We try and post daily. I got to go do a post right now because we haven't posted today yet. So it's Wisdom Wednesday or something for Saturday or whatever. I don't know. But either way, y'all be blessed. You have a wonderful day. Enjoy the journey. And as always, thank you for being here.